Hello and welcome to this week's look at action and stunts on film and television. How are you? Thanks for joining me once again. It's lovely to see you. We are time traveling once again, and we're going back 52 years to 1972 and what is regarded by many as the granddaddy, I suppose, of all of the disaster pictures under the Irwin Allen banner. It is, of course, the Poseidon Adventure, starring the late Gene Hackman. We thought we'd add this to the list on the basis of his recent passing. So we send our wishes to you, my friend, wherever you are. And hopefully you're looking down and smiling upon us when we look at some of the terrific work that you were involved in. It's a case of this movie having taken a very long time to get done. Irwin Allen obtained the rights to this picture in 1969, but studio after studio turned him down until he finally found his home here and was able to provide a very different picture to those that had gone before. The SS Poseidon is going about its business quite happily on a Christmas and New Year tour, and on New Year's Eve it is struck by a tidal wave. A 90-foot tidal wave hits the side of the ship, turning it over, to much surprise to its ship's captain, which of course is played by the fabulous Leslie Nielsen. I do have to say at this point that I saw this movie many years after I had watched Police Squad and The Naked Gun. Also, it was many years after, or many years before, I had realised that Leslie Nielsen was very much a straight actor, playing in dramatic roles before Police Squad and The Naked Gun took over. For the rest of his career, he played sort of comedic parts, and I think that's important to note. It would have been lovely for him to come away with a few belting lines every once in a while, but in the essence of the whole movie, he doesn't. The ship goes into complete chaos from start to finish, and it's all under the watchful eye of stunt coordinator Paul STADER, who had worked with Irwin Allen on many productions before. Let's examine the movie, shall we? And we'll start as the boat is hit by that tidal wave. So, let's have a look at this. The granddaddy of the disaster movie. We start with the tidal wave, and of course the initial model shot, then the water come pouring in through the tip tank. There's Paul STADER as the radio man getting an early drenching. That's a lot of water too, but 3,000 gallons. Then it all starts to happen here. These are remarkable, some of these sets, because they tip up. There's Pepper Curtis going over the balcony. Here, look, it's Paul and Marilyn STADER, husband and wife, doubling for Gene. This is Jerry Bruchet and Donna Garrett going. Over he goes. Into the wall with the piano, Bill Catching and Lila Finn, the other side. Jerry's still falling, look. Still going. It's a long fall. Jeannie Epper, in the blonde, right in the middle of shot there with a black dress. Down she goes, bouncing off this specially designed furniture. Paula Dell sliding through shot in the red dress. That's Larry Holt. We'll catch him a bit later. It's all going on. There's plenty. The piano guys, this is always very exciting. I love this bit. This is Orwin Harvey and Larry Holt, the two of them going together, and they have to jump from that second level, and you can see where the piano is falling one side. It's quite a weight, and it catches up with them quite quickly, but falls to one side. It might even be tethered so that it won't hit them, but they jump clear. Carol Daniels falling in there, look. And then Orwin again. He's hanging underneath that table now. Now goes here. You'll see him go again in a minute. Jerry Summers and Francine Henderson going from this table here. That's Orwin going again. And this is that classic fall, which is, of course, in the storyboarding, always designed that way. Ernie Orsatti, his character, who can't hang on any longer and must fall into this picture window. The picture window, of course, is a dressed window. This is from the... I've turned it round just so it's simpler to understand. But it's turned round, so he's now falling the opposite way, but we get a better look at it. And as he goes, when you look at it from the other angle, it does give the impression that his ankles hit the ground first, but of course not in this instance. He falls. That curtain nearly took him out as well. And then bang, as he hits right on his back, trying to flatten himself out as best he can. It's a very nice fall, really, when you look at it. When you look at it from the other angle, it's quite deceiving. But it really works. And that was the image that kind of sold the whole thing. I must say, they were very big on that. That was all over the place, wasn't it? And then the lightning going off and the explosions. Water in the ballroom. The explosion there. They've managed to climb the Christmas tree to get to this level here, and he's trying to encourage the rest to leave with him, which of course they're not doing. So he goes back out to explore what's going on. There's another explosion and another one. That's all model work, of course. And the water comes pouring in from the tip tanks at the far end. There's all stunt people in that there, probably all 125 of them. Reused once again. Look at the huge quantities of water coming in. But again, it is storyboarded and it's worked out to the last detail so that the director, Ronald Neame, and Paul Stader, and Irwin Allen, of course, who was doing a great deal of second unit shooting, can work out who needs to be where, what's the best angle, what's the best camera angle for me to have here. Am I going to get this shot? Well, I need this shot. Can I adjust it slightly? No, I need more people in front here. Right, so you bring people in. So you have to work in unison with the stunt coordinator, the second unit director. They're all going to work together. Then the remaining guys try to climb the tree. And of course, it overbalances and over it goes. I would say it's about 2 feet of water, 3 feet of water. You've got to hit it flat. You don't want to be going in limbs first. This is Linda's death at the back end of the picture. The explosion goes off. She loses her balance. This is Pamela Eastrom doing this. And it's a nice little fall. The flames in the foreground, so they cover the landing area in the background. Beautifully done. And then, of course, at the back end of the picture, it is Gene Hackman as the priest, as the father. He's got to jump onto this. He's trying to turn this vent off. And he's doing it by moving it round in his hands whilst having a conversation with God. And he says, you've done all of this. Why not take me? We've just lost Rogo's wife. Ernest Borgnine's very good in this picture, by the way. But all of this, the high shots are all Paul Stader. Hackman was very keen on doing this himself, dropping from there into the water. But as you will note, this is Paul Stader's take. This is the first take. And when Paul Stader came out, he burnt his eyelashes and his eyebrows were singed because he falls into the water. Here, he's trying to put his hands up to cover himself, but nevertheless, you catch that on the way past, and there will be singeing. And the director there, Ronald Neame, the production man, the production designer, and there is Paul Stader. They're working out what to do and saying, look, this is what I need from you. I need you to give me as much as you can possibly give. And Paul Stader is a remarkable stunt performer, a fabulous stunt coordinator, and a huge mentor for many individuals the world over. If you've ever seen the Flint movies, he was James Coburn's double for many, many years. And it was a legendary performer who taught so many. And he is another reason, and for me, one of the major reasons why this movie has lasted so long and has so many fans the world over. And I hope you enjoyed that little look. So, there you go. A corker. I think you will agree. There's a couple of lovely bits and pieces there. Orwin Harvey, blimey, he earned his money, didn't he? They were using lots of those falls from different angles, so you had to do them once. And certainly, as far as Ernie Orsatti's fall is concerned, I switched it round so you'd have a better idea of looking at it. When you look at it from the original angle, it looks very much as though the first thing that hits that bedding at the bottom, it's a picture window dressed, of course, but is in fact a landing area. It looks like the first thing that hits it is his ankles, when in point of fact that's not the case. When you look at it from the other angle, he does hit it flat with his back, and it's a belting fall. It looks very, very good indeed. But that was the image that kind of sold the picture. That was on all the publicity, and it was a really super job. So I hope you've enjoyed that. We will regroup next week for more of the same. The YouTube channel people, you subscribe here, of course, you will know that Bob Simmons' book is now available for you to listen in its entirety, 5+ hours of me reading the chapters. If you'd like to hear the entire thing from start to finish, if you haven't been able to hear the podcast, you can simply go and find it on here. And I hope you enjoy that as well. So until next time, it's bye for now.